I don't really think of it as the Nietzschean Superman, but something you said. You know that poem by Yeats called Sailing to Byzantium? And there's this wonderful phrase in there. I'm not sure I can quote it perfectly, but it goes something like this. Once out of nature, I would be a thing of gold and gold enameling. Once out of nature, he means once he's dead. Once out of nature, I would be a thing of gold and gold enameling. And then he says something about a nightingale set to sing for the lords and ladies of Byzantium, of what has been and what will be. But what it is, you see, is the image of the condensation of a quasi-mechanical object, the soul as object, as objectification. And to my mind, this is where the image of the UFO has something to teach us. The UFO is not an extraterrestrial machine that haunts the skies of the earth. The UFO is a totality symbol thrown off by our tangential approach to the end of history. I think that, yes, the Nietzschean Superman, that whole thing was tried by the Nazis, and they realized it in its full expression, and it was nightmarish. What I'm proposing is more, there's no man in it. It's the concrescence of the collective soul of humanity, that somehow I see history as an alchemical task and process, and the artist as artificer. It is the task of the artist to complete this alchemical concrescence. And it's a kind of irrational thing. It is irrational. It's that mind and matter are approaching each other on a trajectory that will bring them together with no damage to the quintessential nature of each. And we can't imagine that, because for us things are mind or matter. We can't conceive of a coincidentia oppositorum, and yet it's that which we must hold in our mind if we want to see truth. I mean, even in quantum physics, they teach you that the universe is composed of what they call islands of Boolean algebra embedded in an ocean of ordinary algebra. What they mean is they're having their archaic and eating it too. They're trying to say that it's both and. And it is an irrational process. It isn't a Nietzschean program of realization. It's a kind of an opening. Something wants to be born. The promptings of our religions, with all the irrational and hysterical trappings that attend them, nevertheless have a core perception that there is, between man and nature, a kind of compact. And this compact it will be redeemed. I mean, I really think that this is the psychedelic faith, that we are the prodigal species. We have descended into the inferno of matter to try and recover the pearl of immortality. The pearl of immortality is the perfected and reconstructed earth. And somehow we are to be the critical factor in this equation, or the point species. We are not acting for ourselves. We are the energy manipulating species that I believe carries the hopes of all life. All nature is watching this drama. The life of our star is finite. The life of the planet is finite. But potentially, self-reflecting understanding may be, in fact, immortal, and yet it is breaking out of the trappings of matter. And this is a process so large, so strange, that I don't think a single mind can encompass it within a single moment. It's something that we triangulate over and over again. And for me, the psychedelic experience is how you do that. The psychedelic experience is literally a rising into a higher dimension in the geometric sense. And from that higher dimension, the psychedelic voyager carries out a transecting of the lower dimensional object, which is the world. And in the same way that we can build up an image of a cone out of an infinite number of ellipsoidal transections, we can build up a true model of the world by carrying out a number of these transections from a higher dimension. And then it shows us how the world really works. And when you understand how the world really works, I'm beginning to get just a hint of it. It works through love and dream and intention to connect. Through love and dream and intention toward connection. And these are ultimately irrational values. And they ultimately must be irrationally embraced, because the momentum toward a rational conclusion is tremendous, but unfortunately completely fatal. And this is the invitation that the artist has always extended toward a radical break with the momentum of rationalism. It's simply that now, in this moment of tremendous crisis, when the artist is at last called upon to perform, and there must be no stitches dropped, because this dance is the dance of transformation of the planet itself. This is the moment of empowering. This is what all the shamanism of the past built toward, this final magical invocation. James Joyce said, man will be dirigible. That's simply a way of saying that we will find a way to make our dreams and the dreams of the planet and the life it carries one dream. And the way to do it is to reconnect up to the Gaian mind through the channels of communication that were always there, but that have not been really taken up since the late Neolithic. It's time for us to call home, and you know how to do it. It's just a matter of having the courage to do it, to act, and then to have that empowering act spread back through the psychology of the planet. I am very optimistic. I think we are awakening to a new day from a long, long night of the soul, but it must be done collectively, gently, lovingly, and with a complete faith that we are an infant held in the arms of nature, that nature wants this to happen, that we are not an aberration. We are granted peculiar, but we are not an aberration. We are a necessary oddness to the completion of the whole, and this is our glory, and this is why we've been graced with self-reflection. And we can redeem that tremendous empowerment by going forward in love and faith to save the world through art and the pursuit of meaning. Thank you very, very much. you.